What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Gratitude Week. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and welcome to the Awakening World Wednesday night. And it's a Wednesday night show, I should say. And we have a really fun and wonderful show tonight. It's a very eclectic show. There's not a specific theme. It's a wonderful hodgepodge of new and old and blue. We'll find blue in there somewhere. So what do we have with us? Well, Fanny and Vegari are back. They have been on an odyssey, and they are here to share with us a little bit about where they've landed, their adventures, and of course, to bless us with a pair of songs. And we have a new friend that we're meeting tonight, and you're going to love her. Her name is Brianna Wonderland, and we're excited about her. And we have an old friend coming back, Larry Michael, who is going to show us wonderful tools and practices to help us with love, life, and all those things. Our beloved Desiree is back. I think we missed her last week. She was elsewhere, but she's back. And of course, so is Diara. And we also going to be hearing from Connie and Andrew. I don't think they've logged on yet, but they are going to share with us a little bit of a history lesson. We're also going to hear from Marley Benedicto. But to get us started, we are going to turn it over to our wonderful, beloved house musical artist, the one and only Omastar Omashar.
That would be me, and thank you so much, and welcome, beloved Facebook and YouTubers. Love that you always support us, and happy Thanksgiving week. Always grateful every day of the year. It's a good thing, and I think that what is it? Joy, gratitude, love, the motors of our universe. And so without further ado, we're going to see who is the true ones here. And here we go. Breathing free again. I love the air we breathe, and as we fly again, I love the sacred sky. Now we are whole again. The way we've changed, open hearts again. disguising the truth of who we are. When our hearts connected again, now we are the stars. And as we walk again, we know the sacred earth. And as we see again, to ourselves we give birth. And as we feel again, our boundaries dissolve. And free to love again, right from the heart of one. We are rising, there's no disguising the truth of who we are. With our hearts connected again, now we are the stars. And now that we are home and all is said and done, light can find its way through all the true ones, and broken hearts resolve into the song of life. And the song of life will now be heard by all. We are rising, there's no disguising the truth of who we are. With our hearts connected again, now we are the stars.
It's twinkle time. Let's send lots of love to both. Oh, Michelle. That beautiful.
That was awesome, Desiree. Thank you so much. It actually lifts my spirits, so thank you.
Yeah, I thought, that being a slower song, it was a
It
good
was perfect,
just
yeah.
keep the two of you.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. And Omashar will be back with one more song in about the mid show. He's doing the mid show song tonight, because we've got Fanny and Vegari with us as well. But we are going to start off with my dear friend, Larry Michael. And I get to put on my love coach Scott cap a little bit, because Larry is a friend and a colleague that I've worked with in various ways over the years. And for those of you who don't know him, he is the founder of the Institute of Genetic Energetics and the author of Lasting 11 Illuminations and Essential Questions for Co-Creative Evolutionary Partnerships. It's a mouthful. But what that demonstrates is, as long as I've known Larry, he is fascinated. I can even say he geeks out, really wanting to understand relationship, what works, what doesn't work. And he's quite brilliant, as you're about to see. A little bit more about him. For more than 2 decades, he's guided individuals, couples, organizations to understand, now catch this, I'll say it slowly, to understand their genetically coded energetic blueprint, revealing how they communicate, process information, relate to money, engage physically, shape attraction, and embody key personality characteristics. Pretty amazing stuff. He did seminars, retreats, and private sessions all over the world. And he has also created the energetic matrix experience. I think we talked about that the last time he was on the show. It's a powerful immersion where science and human potential meet. So welcome back to the Awakening World, Larry.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot,
Who
man.
gave you all that information? That's like
I
too
know.
much information. I'm
My
just a
brain
dude.
is expanding.
It's good to be back, Scott. We've known each other a long, long time now, and um, I share this a lot when I get a chance to go out and kind of experience teachers. I used to search for every imaginable thing that I could learn from everybody, and then after years and years of doing that, I started to be pretty selective. And I would like every few years want to pick someone that that I could just follow and dive into their work. And I met you because that was one of those selections. It's like the Love Coach Academy was exactly kind of the place that was the tipping point of some of the things that I've been doing and where I needed to be going. And so it's a forever gratitude moment for me, Scott, to have learned from you and shared space with you, and now share information along with it through this platform. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's great to have you with us. All right, let's dive in. And thank you for the appreciation. And by the way, speaking of appreciation, during Omoshoro's song, I did read all the wonderful comments that came in from people, and I was really touched by how many of you were grateful for us, for the Global Peace Tribe, and for these shows that we do. That really touched my heart. Thank you. There was also a lot of love for Mother Earth. So we've got a pretty full show. So I didn't read any of your comments out loud, but I read them all and they touched my heart. So thank you, everybody. Larry, what is a specific practical tool you can provide for our audience to help them in their relationship building?
I'll tell you the most important one. And the fun thing about this tool is that you got it. You already have it. You've always had it, but you've kind of forgotten how to use it. This is true for all of us, and it's called your child's mind, curiosity, inquiry, if you will. If there's one thing in my experience now, and I've been searching for years to figure out how to take the complex things and simplify them. If there's one thing that rings so true to me is that when we come into this world, we are the most curious, inquiry-driven beings alive. We want to know everything. Of course, the first thing we're looking for is sustenance. We want mother's milk, but we just ask questions. And I mean, I would love to see people just raise their hand if they've ever been called annoying because they ask questions, right? It's like as kids, it's like the first thing that we get, the first real judgment that happens to us is like, why don't you, just listen? Why do you ask so many questions? Why? And the most amazing thing about that time of our life is that we don't know anything about judgment. We're not required to judge or conclude. We're just discovering, and everything is this delightful surprise. So, what's the good news about all that? As adults, after years of conditioning and having people wanting us to believe one thing or another thing, or creating our own belief systems that get in the way of our own excitement and our joy of life, all we have to do is just return to our child's mind, which is always present, and be curious.
Mhm.
Just curious. If there's anything at all that can get us quicker to the truth and the awareness we need to connect at the deepest levels possible, it's going to be inquiry.
Mm.
It's going to be asking questions. And here's a key piece. This is important. What a lot of us do, all of us have done at some point or another, is that we start asking questions looking for proof. Like,
Mhm.
is this going to be a good project? Is this going to be my next mate for the rest of my life? And then we start looking for proof. The reality is, when we look for proof, we'll find it, but it never turns out to be what we thought. So
Mhm.
here's the discipline. We must stop looking for proof and allow ourselves to be surprised by the truth. Stop looking for proof and wait for the surprise. Look for the surprise. Sometimes when you ask someone a question and they give you a quick answer, we think, oh, well, that's the answer. Why would you that's terrible, or okay, that's great, or whatever it might be. But you stop at that first response, and the first response is never the answer, ever, 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 ever. There's always a deeper why.
Mhm.
And if we stay curious and go after those deeper whys, you know what happens? What happens is diversity becomes something we embrace instead of something that we use for separation. Labels fall away. The labels contain us, they constrict us, they put us into boxes. But if we're curious, if we're asking questions, then we get to remove the labels and see the person, discover the person, be surprised by the circumstance or the person that's directly in front of you.
I,
So,
I love that. So much of my coaching, I really encourage that exact thing with couples, because what we have to all be careful with is, are we collecting evidence to support what we already believe, right? If we believe we can't trust somebody, we collect evidence that we can't trust them. And I'm paraphrasing the great Einstein, but he said something along the lines of, true intelligence is our ability to change our belief systems. Um, and so it's a good question for everybody to look at. What are you collecting evidence for? Are you collecting evidence that the world is going to hell? Are you collecting evidence that people in your life are not trustworthy or not whatever? Or are you collecting evidence that is more what Marshall would say, life affirming, as opposed to life alienating?
yeah, totally, totally true. I think, I'm glad you brought that up, Scott, because I remember as soon as it came out of your mouth, I remembered it from years and years ago. And I'm going, yes, yes, this is it. This is part of the piece, right? It's part of such a critical piece. And so, is this like a secret code or something you have to teach yourself? The fact is, we just need to get out of our way. We need to like not look for evidence,
Yeah.
allow ourselves to be surprised, and we'll get information that becomes a new truth for us. And it's not a truth like forever truth, it's what's true in this moment. And if we can get there with our beliefs and with our interactions with people, we have completely different kinds of relationships. We see people whose belief systems and whose cultural upbringings or whatever kind of diverse scenario they're in, we don't see them as an enemy or someone we have to distance ourselves from anymore. When we give ourselves a chance to be really discerning.
I'm,
So,
I want to read some of the comments that have come in just right now on this conversation, Larry, because it's pretty cool. So it kind of started. There's a little bit of a thread. Carol Craig, who's one of our regulars and is a teacher, um, wrote, and let me go back and find it now. It was right here. Oh, where did you go, Carol? So what happens is, then when there's a feed, then okay. She wrote, my job as a science teacher was to get kids to learn how to ask good questions and always to question authority. And several people agreed with that. That was wonderful. And then DR wrote, yes, a poster I used to have in my classroom was, question authority, but raise your hand first. And then Carol added to that, I was going to add that I asked for trouble because the students often questioned me, the authority figure in the room. I learned that I needed to explain everything I did, and it was worth the effort. So very cool. And one other comment I want to read from Dr. Laura. Yes, Dr. Laura, you ask a lot of questions, and that's a good thing. Dr. Laura writes, I love that. To be open to discovery, be open to the magic, to be open to change, to be open to a whole new chapter. Absolutely. All right. So your
Thank you.
first, Larry, your first tip led to some good conversation. Let's continue. What's your next tip that you want to give us?
Well, this one is going to be a little bit different. And what I love about it is that ultimately it also is something that we're born with and we forget, or we disguise it with a lot of other behaviors. And the next one is true intimacy. I call it courageous intimacy. Intimacy is kind of the place that I really want to aspire to in my relationships. But intimacy is it's the moment when two beings allow what is most inward to be seen and received without defense. It is the meeting of truth and safety in the same breath.
Mm.
And the glorious thing about intimacy is that we're also born massively intimate. We don't have any walls that are up, right? It's like, again, it's all discovery. And intimacy is one of those things that over our lifetime gets pushed down, it gets restricted by many, many environments and circumstances. To the point that even science experiments have said there's like 7 levels of intimacy, where the first level is like it's one of those handshakes where you can't even look the person in the eye, right? It's barely acknowledging. And the next level up is you might make eye contact. And the next level up is you might ask a question, but maybe looking for evidence. And then the next level up is asking a question and looking for the surprise. And eventually you get to the point where we just surrender to the possibility that even those things that scare us, like scare the dickens out of us, I don't want to talk about that. I can't share that. You're going to leave me. You're going to hate me. You're not going to like me. When we get to that point and still give ourselves permission to speak our truth, just like we did when we were kids, the huge surprise that comes out of that is that almost 95% of the time, what we thought was going to be a horrendous catastrophe turns out to be an enormous gift.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
intimacy is another one. It's this, and how difficult is it? It's more difficult to keep secrets. It's more difficult to put up walls and barriers than it is to just allow ourselves to surrender to experiencing the life in front of us.
Something I'd like to talk about since we're talking about intimacy, something I've discovered or work with as a coach is for people who are going to be sharing emotional or romantic intimacy to converse in advance about what their intimacy threshold might be. Because what often happens is, let's say it's people that go deeper into either sexual intimacy or just emotional intimacy. And as it's happening, it feels really good. But for one person, it might be, this is so good, I want more. And the other one realizes, whoa, I've hit my threshold. In fact, I've gone beyond my intimacy threshold. I need to pull back. I need to come back into myself. And there's no right or wrong. But when that difference happens, if there's not an understanding about the difference, the person who wants more all of a sudden feels abandoned. And the person who needs space starts feeling, a clutching, a grasping. And so we all have an intimacy threshold. What is it? Talk about it in advance. I noticed that after deep lovemaking, I need some spaciousness. After deep conversation, I need to be by myself and go for a walk. And that's all okay. And if we can understand that it's not right or wrong and it's not personal, it's just our differences. So I'm curious if that has come up for you at all.
Oh, big time, Scott. I mean, it's absolute truth is that, as a sovereign being, when we choose to be courageous with our interaction, We also oftentimes need to reflect inward and just know, give our time a chance to get grounded, to come back into harmony. And there's an interesting thing that is kind of a known fact around intimacy, and that's that we can only be as intimate with someone as the lowest common denominator. Which means, like, if I want to just tell you everything, like I don't have any secrets, I'm an open book. And so I want the other person to be an open book too. Like, come do what I do. Well, if they're not there, if they're a little bit more guarded, they have some experiences or traumas or just life experiences that make it not as simple as it might be for me. It's unrealistic. In fact, it's impossible for me to expect them to come to where I'm at.
Mhm.
And so what we need to do is find where that place is. And this is where your question is, describe what the intimacy is for you, where you're comfortable, and know that if the person is truly in that space, then meet them there.
Yes.
Meet them there. And from there, hopefully we can learn to open up and be more expressed, more revealed, and feel comfortable and not worry about being judged or forced away, right? But if we
Yeah,
try to pull them, like you said, if we try and pull them up, oh, come on, come just talk to me. You just got to reveal everything you're in. Why can't you, right? They just, it's like, get back. Doesn't work.
we have a mutual friend, Kamala Devi, and I've been coaching her for 15 years now. But one of her great teachings is always move at the pace of the person with the shortest legs.
Yeah.
And that's
Sounds a lot better than lowest common denominator, doesn't
yeah,
it?
no, no, no. It's a lovely analogy. It's a
Yeah.
really lovely analogy.
Yeah.
Run or walk at the pace of the person with the shortest legs.
Yeah.
And to honor that. Another part of that is some people, their synapses fire very quickly, and other people are more thoughtful. They're more Mr. Rogers like, and it doesn't mean that they're less intelligent. It just means that they move at a slower pace.
Yeah.
And the person who moves fast has to adapt to the slower paced person as opposed to the opposite.
Oh, yeah. I mean, genetic energetics, the work I do, it identifies that half the population move very fast and the other half the population are more methodical,
Yeah.
and
Actually a good segue because I want us to take a look at a couple of things. We're going to take a look at your book, but before we do that, I would like to take a look at the four answers. So tell us about this.
okay. So the page that this link here, if you scroll down just a little bit on the page, Scott, if you
Hang on,
can.
hang on, I'm going to put it in the chat box for
Okay.
our audience so they can also check it out. So there it is. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm scrolling down.
There you go. So where it says create new account. So this is the invitation. Create an account for yourself,
Okay.
and and you don't have to do it right now, Scott, but if you want to, you can. It looks like you may already have one, actually. Um, and then when you submit it, it's gonna, if you do have one, it's gonna come in and
Oh, I have to put in my phone number. Hang on.
okay,
Let's see. A password must be okay.
okay.
Email is already registered. Please try with new one.
Well, it says you already have an account. But for those people, I'll just explain this. For the
Okay.
for the people that are new here, when you create a new account, it'll walk you through creating them. And once you've created the account, you log in and you have the ability to run what's called a personal energetic profile. Genetic energetics does something that really no other system on the planet does, and it is really identifying some of the oldest known ways that human beings connect and make decisions. It's based on the energetic vibrations that we have that are genetically coded. It's like our energetic blood type, if you will. So it doesn't change. And when you log in here, you're going to get an opportunity for free to get your profile. And the fun thing about it is it's easy, it's quick and easy to understand and to experience. And immediately you're going to find out how you communicate that is unique to your energetic type. And you may discover that other people that you're around communicate differently. And what we love to do as an example when we're talking, I like people that talk the same way I talk because it's easy for me to understand me, right? But not everybody talks like I do. And so, what happens when there's misunderstandings? What happens to us when we feel an energy drain? All of these are defined inside these profiles. So, you can run your own and you can go back and run another one for someone that you're close to. It could be a brother or sister, a mother, father, someone you work with, your beloved. And it's going to give you insights that essentially what it does is, as simply and direct as I can put it, is it's the quickest way out of shame, blame, guilt, and resentment. It literally causes it to just dispel almost instantly and replace with the ability to honor, acknowledge, respect, and embrace those people we care about.
Beautiful.
So
That's
that's
really, really fun. And people are actually asking for it. So I'm gonna pull it up again and read it slowly so people on YouTube and Facebook can find you. Here it is. It's a kind of a long URL. Services.the4answers.com. If they go to just the4answers.com, will it come up for
yeah.
them?
So go ahead, Scott, and click on just products. So if you're on the Four Answers page, and if you just click that, it should get a drop down or
I'm not
click
getting a
home.
drop down.
Click home. Click on home first. Let's do that. Okay. Let's see what happens here.
Okay,
Okay.
there
Now
we
if you
go.
go
So
to
there's the
products,
fouranswers.com, the
right.
fouranswers.com.
And if you go to products,
Mhm.
click on that. The second one down says personal
Personal
energetic
and
profile.
energetic profile.
Right.
Now, we should be taking people on this. This is a very elaborate website. You've got a lot of things going on here.
Yeah, too much. We're actually getting ready to completely overhaul it. But
All right, so let me go slower here for people.
so the fouranswers.com.
Go to the4answers.com, the4answers.com. And then once you're there, click products. And there's all sorts of things, an energetic romance report. But what he's talking about is the personal energetic profile. And that's where you can then fill this out and learn all about yourself through the genius of Larry Michael.
And this is our free gift to you for sure. And we now, Scott, we're over 4 million people globally using this, which is really
Wow.
exciting. Yeah.
Larry, that's amazing.
Yeah. It's
But
really,
wait, there's more. You have a book.
I
Um,
do.
and so tell us about, and again, generous human being that you are, you're providing a free copy of it. Tell us about Lasting.
Hmm. It's, wow. I don't have time to tell the whole story, so I'll just tell you what the book ended up becoming. I had someone come to me and say, I need to be able to figure out more about the people that I'm getting into relationship with before I actually dive in and it becomes a train wreck or whatever it might be. And I went, okay, well, I've been working on that for 20 years and I'm happy to work on it. And so the book Lasting came to be. And when I talked about inquiry being important, the book has 11 illuminations in the first part of it. The very first illumination is inquiry, is curiosity. And the 11 in the entire set of the first half of the book is laying the groundwork for how we as people can connect at the deepest level with those that are important to us and create the foundation for true discovery, for delicious discovery. And it goes from inquiry all the way into co-creation, which is something, if we got onto that topic, it would take a while longer. But my belief is that's one ingredient that is the lifeblood for relationships. Without them, it doesn't last. So that's the first part of the book. And the invitation for people is to go with a partner or a friend, read the first part, and then the second part is questions. And these questions have been curated so that it's not just the answer for your answer, there's three answers for every question. There's yours, there's theirs, and then there's ours.
Wow.
And it's designed to go levels deep. The whole purpose of the book, Scott, is to change what has been what I think is a devastating pattern that's happened in modern day coaching and therapy around relationships. There's this belief that you're going to get into a relationship in the beginning's the chemistry kind of honeymoon phase. And then the next thing you're going to do is have kind of these major train wrecks and it's going to be disastrous. And hopefully you're going to make your way through it. And then there's another phase, and then there's another phase, and then there's another phase. I think all of these phases are not what human beings were meant to experience. We need to be prepared for our relationships rather than go into them and repair later.
That's for sure. That
So
is
the focus is preparation versus repair. What would we rather do? And those people that are into the difference between Western and Eastern medicine, you understand that. Western medicine is repair. Eastern medicine is let's prepare ourselves. Let's understand what's underneath us. Let's know as much as we can so that when we have to treat or prescribe or somehow go through a transformation, that we have the information we really need.
beautiful. I apologize. We're already 10 minutes over your
Oh
time.
gosh.
But everybody, the book is called Lasting. I definitely am going to click and get an advanced copy of it. And by the way, Larry, you may want to check. It appears that people are having trouble getting emails. They're putting their email address into your system, and it doesn't appear to be working for the first project. For the
Huh. I will check that out and make sure it's happening. So if they don't get the email, today's email world, look in your spam box. Definitely look there first because right now things
No,
like
they're saying
Microsoft.
that their email isn't the first thing we looked at isn't taking anybody's email.
Oh, interesting.
The four answers. Yeah, the four answers. So check that. Check
So
that.
they need to click on create an account first.
Okay. So that's it.
That's the key. You need to create the account first, and you're going to get in your email what's called an OTP, a one-time password. Once you've done that, then you can go log in.
Got it. And Dr. Laura writes, hallelujah, about preparation before jumping into relationships. Tiara writes, thank you, Larry. Great information and insights. And you know what? Next time we'll do one where it's just you and I for a while because there's so much. Because I love geeking out with you. But I've got a whole bunch of other people I got to get to.
Oh, and a big happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I just so much gratitude.
Thank you, Larry. And have a fun time with your friends. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
Excellent.
All right, it's a rich show. We've got a lot of wonderful people tonight. So we're going to move on, and we are excited because our beloveds are back. We've been doing this show for, gosh, 5.5 years now, and there are certain people that we met way back in the Saturday Night Alive days that have become just so precious to our hearts. And I would say that Fanny and Vegari are among our most beloved people. And they've been on the show many, many, many times over the years. Soon, maybe someday it will be decades. And they're back after traveling. So share with us about your adventures over the summer and your travels.
Yes, greetings, Scott, and it's a real pleasure to be back on the Awakening World. It's probably our favorite venue for performing. Anyway, from the end of May, we moved out of our temporary home in Salt Spring Island, and we arrived in Vancouver Island, for those of you who are familiar with the west coast of Canada. And we've been more or less traveling up and down Vancouver Island between Duncan, which is one of the smallest cities in Canada, and up north past Nanaimo, Powell River, not Powell River, but Chemainus, and
Well, we love the
a
ocean.
number of different places on Vancouver Island. And during the summer, we were fortunate enough to get a lot of opportunities to perform our music around Duncan.
Yes.
So that was a real boon for us.
Yes.
In the meantime, we've been looking for a place to live, a permanent place to live, because we've been basically living in our van. So we've been gypsies
It's quite a journey.
the whole summer and the fall. And right now we are just on the outskirts of Duncan. We were fortunate enough to find a place, a community called Avalon. So we'll be here for at least a few months. And we're so thankful to have a roof over our heads for the
Yes.
time being.
And it's called the Dragon Den.
Yes.
Wow.
Dragon's Den.
So where we are living in the Woofer's home, which is very beautiful, and the eagles yesterday was roving up above our heads, and there's water, the ocean. It's actually very beautiful. But as we can see, it's very tiny in here, and we are doing our best. And it's been very challenging at times, and I have learned leaps and bounds on the unconditional love and loving myself and being in the middle, being more like my Vegari, and being it's easy with him as he's so dearly accepting of my wildness, because as you know, I am a clown, will always be a clown, a mystic clown, wild child that I am. So this has been a journey of growth and awakening, big time. And
Yes, you can say that we are polar opposites, you know, but we're constantly finding the common ground and the happy medium.
yes, and he walks at my pace.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. This guy runs, and I'm more like fly. So we're learning to meet in the sky.
We love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Well, do you have a little bit of music for us?
Yes.
Oh, there's that harp. We have missed that. We've missed.
The song is called Siboy. Vegari wrote that not too long ago on our travels. So here we go. Hope you dance, baby. Here we go. Whoops. That was the sound check. Here we go. Checks. Jaye, jaye. This is
I hear those voices calling. They say the time has come. Soon we will be rejoicing. We are breaking the chains of oppression. We all want peace and harmony. No, it comes from from deep inside. Let the heart and spirit point the way to our brothers and sisters far and wide. Billy, Billy, yeah, Billy, Billy, yeah, Billy, Billy, yeah, Billy. See the light, chase away the darkness, turn around, away from the corruption. Take away the burden from the children, let them be free from exploitation. We the people, we don't need to suffer. Don't you know we have got the power? Will you know what will be returning everywhere? Oh my see, oh my see boy, oh my see, oh my see boy, oh my see, oh my see boy, oh my see, oh my see boy. We all want peace and harmony. You know it comes from deep inside.
Deep inside.
Let the heart and spirit point the way. Join with our brothers and sisters far and wide. Billy, Billy, yeah, Billy, Billy, yeah, Billy, Billy, yeah, Billy. We the people, we don't need to suffer. Let them know we have got the power. See the world turn into abundance for everyone, everywhere. Feel the ground, the earth is your vibration. Sing your song, give us your expression. Heal your mind, let the world around you reflect your love. Oh my see, oh mama see boy, oh my see, oh mama see boy, oh my see. Oh mama see boy, oh my see, oh mama see boy,
Oh my see,
oh
see boy,
oh my see, oh mama see boy,
oh
my see, oh mama see boy,
Mama see boy,
see boy,
oh mama see boy,
see boy,
mama see boy,
see boy.
oh mama see boy,
Gratitude,
oh mama see boy,
gratitude,
see boy,
gratitude, 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 gratitude. Be thankful for what you got.
Oh my see,
Are you thankful? I'm so thankful. Are you thankful? I'm so thankful. Oh mama see boy, oh mama see. Gratitude, 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 gratitude. Oh mama see boy, oh mama see. Oh mama see boy, oh mama see. voyez, ou m'assieds, ou maman si voyez.
Et voilà.
Wow. Let's go to gallery view and I'll give some lots of twinkles and that gratitude that you kept saying over and over, Vegari, how perfect for what we're entering tomorrow. I love you very much.
Yes, and
Welcome
happy
back.
Thanksgiving to all of you.
Much
Thank you.
gratitude.
And they are going to close out the show. So we're going to get Fanny and Vegari one more time tonight. So thank you. Love you guys so very much. Oh, I need to show people some things. I got so excited, I almost forgot. If you want to reach them, their website is starchild.ca, starchild.ca, and that's where their phone number is right there, and you can learn all about them. You can find out their albums and all those good things. And if you do want to buy their music, we always encourage people to go to Bandcamp. And so they are not just Fanny and Vegari, they are the Mystiques 1111. So go to the Mystiques1111.bandcamp.com and you can buy their albums that way. And let's always support their music. It's so important for us to support our musical artists that we love. And I bought the Awaken album and it's very, very good. I mean, of course I would buy an Awaken album because this is the awakening world.
Yes.
Love you guys, and we'll see you in a little while.
Much love.
Well, we have a special guest. You've seen her on the show before, and she's got something really cool to share with us. And I am talking about Marley Benedicto coming to us. Now, are you in Ashland or in Hawaii today?
My soul is in Hawaii, but I'm actually in Alachua, northern Florida.
Are you in? You get around. You definitely get around.
You know,
Never-
it's the holidays. There's family out here. I'm with my beloved's family, so got some baby spit up on my shoulder, you know.
Well, I'm glad you're there for that. What part of Florida?
It's Alachua, just outside of Gainesville, and there's the largest Hare Krishna temple and community is here. Michael Singer, the author of the Surrender Experiment, his community is here. There's so many diverse spiritual communities, and then everything else outside of the spiritual communities. I can't remember the last time I was somewhere with this much diversity. It's inspiring, you know, and
I love Michael
expanding.
Singer. He's been on the show. Michael's been on the show, and he's wonderful. Yeah, he's
Oh, I've had the opportunity twice now in 1 week to listen to him at the Temple of the Universe. We'll be there tomorrow for Thanksgiving, so feeling really lucky.
okay. Now you've got something really special to share.
Mhm.
So let's go right into it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, okay. So, hi everybody. So happy to be here. I love this community and wow, that music. Thank you so much. I'm really excited because I am in the third trimester of a 12-month school through the Vita Academy. The Veda Academy is a Tantra lineage of love, sex, and relationship coaching. And I'm doing a special major in relationship transformation and Tantra sexuality. This is complementing my 8 years as a practitioner, as a women's empowerment coach, and an EFT and Reiki facilitator with a specialization in voice activation. And right now, in the third trimester, we've already done so many sessions with our peers, but now we get to open up our practice and we need to find people to demo these sessions with. And so, what I'd love to do is just open up the offer to this community. If anybody's interested, curious, resistant, whatever it is, to receive support in the field of empowerment, your love life, your intimacy, or just fulfilling connections with your family and your community, or have an incredible sex life, whatever it is that you want to go with this, I'm offering 3 free sessions as part of the accreditation to get my hours for graduation. Um, and I just thought of you all right away. So many of the intakes that I've had with clients already are they're just really they don't want to wait 1 second longer to have connective relationships with people, to really feel that high level of joy and vitality, and to feel like they're really being seen for who they are. Right. And it's so easy for us to put up walls, for us to feel separate from others, for us to not feel like our soul's yearning is being met, whether it's a romantic relationship, a family relationship, or just casual encounters every single day. And so, what I really love to help people do is when we look at courageous vulnerability, like what was talked about earlier, is understand that there are aspects that are so deep inside of ourselves, our subconscious, our cultural programming, and even our inherited ancestry that prevents us from being able to see through illusions that create fear, that create doubt, that create blocks from allowing us to receive the love that is always present and available. So, my goal and my initiative in offering these sessions is just to simply help you discover the love that is always right there, even when there's so much in our media and in our culture at this present moment that's trying to keep us separate and trying to tell us what we have apart, what makes us wrong and different, rather than really celebrating what it is that we all have in common, which is a beating heart, which is a desire to be seen, known, loved, heard, held. Every single person needs love. And as I learned studying at Tamara in Portugal, the purpose of relationships is for healing. And once you have healed yourself and healed through your relationship, the purpose of a relationship is for healing of the world. So this is for anybody, whether you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship. I've shared the link with Scott. You can click on it, you can fill out the form. It'll take anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour if you really want to sit with it and go deep. And then the form will also tell you the process of what it looks like for us to do these sessions together. Feel free to save it. Until I have my hours filled, I am gifting this link out to people. So you can always share it with people that you think might benefit from this as well. And then I've also shared with Scott the link to the school, Vita Academy, under Layla Martin, that is providing the certification. So, like I said, this is complementing my 8 years as a practitioner, but you can read more about the school as well as my personal website. And just for fun, if you want any tips on how to really move past cycles of judgment, like right now we're in the holidays and we're with our family, and that's usually a time where we can get easily triggered, right? Here in the South, I'm getting triggered. It's great. It's like, how can we overcome judgment and separatism? It's a 22-minute listen, it's a curated storytelling or a 7-minute read of an article. And at the bottom of that, you're going to actually be able to see step-by-step ways to overcome the illusion that's usually trauma stored in the body, inherited or direct, that's making us think that we're somehow being threatened, and how to reconnect to your truth as source to become present as an emanation of love again, no matter what the experience is happening around you. So yeah, just I love being here with you all, and that music was amazing. The subject was great. Scott, thank you for letting me bring this here.
Absolutely. Two things, Marley.
Uh-huh.
When people click, I tried clicking on the Google Doc, and
Uh-huh.
it doesn't take people. It just says you have to request access. So
Oh, that's such a bummer. You know what? Let me update it right now. Maybe that's what's going on here.
see if you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to take people to your website so people can learn a little bit more about you. The website
Okay, great.
name, Marley Benedicto. That's Marly, Marly, Benedicto, Benedicto.com. And that's where you can learn more about her. And obviously, she's offering a really beautiful thing for people. I mean, to be able to receive free coaching from Marley is no small thing. So I do encourage, once she gets it working, for you guys to click. Now, I've put into the chat box for our Zoom roomers.
If you put your email in there right now, Scott, you should already be
let's
in there
let's
and
try it.
approved.
Let's try it and see what happens. Okay,
Yep.
so this time it went through, which is good. Um,
Okay.
and
Um, I do think I am going to I am going to accept each response privately, so I don't want to fully take off that guard right now, but If you guys do it right now, I will approve it if you want to put your email in right now to that. And Scott, you have access if you want to open it and share it with the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you see, you talking about this here, right?
There we go. Yeah, that's what the form looks like once you've been approved into the form.
Okay, great, great. And so you guys, this is a wonderful opportunity to receive coaching from this brilliant, amazing woman. I've also put into the chat box all of her different links, her Substack, her website, and the school Vita Coaching Method. And Marley, thank you so much for this full offer. It's really, really generous of you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you, Scott.
Absolutely. And I will see you on December 4th at the Synergy Group Evolutionary Leaders Conference.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Tonight's quite a full show. We've got a lot of amazing people. And we're about to meet a brand new friend. I just met her for the first time tonight, but she comes highly recommended. And so, everybody, this is Brianna Wonderland. What a wonderful name.
Hello. So good to be here with you, Scott, and everyone here. It's so beautiful to.
Oh, Brianna, great to have you with us. And I'm going to tell people a little bit about you. She is a clairvoyant reader, energy healer, and teacher, a sacred embodiment mentor. Sounds like you and Marley would have a lot to share. You both are, I think, doing similar work. Brianna has an MA in process work. That's a modality for therapy and group facilitation. She is a devotee of the Divine Mother, which is clear just looking at you. You've got that beautiful Divine Mother vibe. And given the sacred name Gayatri, Mother of Creation, from her spiritual teacher. She's a soul part of an ancestral wisdom tradition dedicated to the great goddess in the ancient Egyptian tradition known as Kemetic. And she's been dedicated to the goddess sites for more than a decade. She is a certified Sophia Circle leader, leading ceremonial circles with divine feminine ascended masters. She's a reverend, a clairvoyant healer, and on and on and on. There's a lot of extraordinary things. I'm going to put more about her into the chat box. But welcome, Brianna, to the Awakening World. This is a perfect forum for you and your gifts.
Thank you. It's so beautiful to be here. And it's so wonderful to be surrounded by all this intimacy we're talking about. And, you know, the message that I was really getting today when I was tuning in, I work with, you know, many beings, obviously, and do clairvoyant readings and all this fun work. And, but the Neteru of ancient Egypt is one reason I'm here tonight. And I've been in that tradition, learning and just absorbing for around 17 years. Since I was 22 years old, I wasn't really looking for that. It just arose in my life. And so I work with Isis or Aset and Sekhmet and Ma'at and many of the different, what we call Neteru, which we translate as forces of nature, which are also divine forces of the goddess, and all coming back to the one goddess, which my lineage is really focused about, is focusing on that one divine mother aspect. That is the birther of all creation, through which all of us entered through that womb portal into the world. And that, like all the emanations and all of us, are this beautiful reflection of that divine grace just emanating through creation into the world. And so it's so beautiful to be working with them. And when I was sitting down for meditating about this talk tonight, that version of intimacy really came up for me, and about it being intimate with yourself, you know, and that Isis, this goddess of wholeness and healing, for me, she's someone who brings all the pieces together, who wraps her angelic wings around us and just creates this container of love, so that every maybe abandoned piece of us comes back home, comes back into ourselves, into that wholeness. And once we're in that wholeness, right, we can have intimacy with ourselves and others in this really beautiful way of knowing ourselves very deeply and having wholeness. And for me, a lot of the world and what's going on in the world has to do with bringing ourselves home to divine and to the wholeness that we truly are, and coming into that sovereignty as who we are. And as a part of that journey and in that mission to celebrate Divine Mother, bring all these pieces home, I'm curating and facilitating a beautiful soul pilgrimage to Egypt next year, next March, over the spring equinox. And I'm inviting everyone who feels that heart call to Egypt and feels that beautiful spark to celebrate Divine Mother and to be in the magic and alchemy of those ancient lands, and to awaken that soul remembrance, to awaken the world, just like you're doing, Scott, and everyone here. And so I'm just so excited to invite people on that at motheregypt.com, and we'll go over that as well.
We'll take a look at the website for Egypt in a little bit, but I'm wondering if you could give people a little homeopathic dose of your medicine. I don't know if it's something that you do, but being a clairvoyant reader, energy healer, would it be appropriate for us to ask for a volunteer from our audience and have you do a little reading, a little something for them? Do you do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So if you're interested in just having an experience with Brianna right now, raise your hand. If you go to, like I just did that, if you go onto your computer and raise your hand, and we'll pick somebody to work with Brianna. And by the way, I did not ask her in advance that we were going to do this. So this is a very spontaneous kind of thing. So who would like to get a little bit of a quick mini clairvoyant reading from Brianna tonight? Who feels called? Normally people are eager. Diara, okay, wonderful. There she is. So this is Diara. She's one of
Hi,
our
Diara.
most beloveds.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
Wonderful. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I normally do in clairvoyant readings. Obviously, we use clairvoyance or the third chakra to get visuals about people. And I'm really going to tune into the heart right now and use that heart-centered awareness, and also tune into Isis, because we're talking about those divine feminine beings. And I just want to wrap you in a hug right now as part of this medicine. Just wrap those beautiful wings, and maybe you want to visualize with me that heart of the goddess and those beautiful wings just wrapping around you. Oh my gosh, and I can see your sweet angel wings just coming out. You're like, oh, they're here. Oh, it's so sweet. And they're a little bit like baby angel wings. Of course, Isis is full blown, those beautiful wings. But yeah, just take that in a little bit. Yeah. Ooh, I love it. How are you feeling?
Excited.
Yeah.
Fulfilled.
Fulfilled. And is there anything you might need this evening? We could go with questions, or we could go with something you feel like you need in your energy space as well.
Oh, wow. I'm just really tapped into the field with you. It's like I'm not even seeing with my physical eyes. I'm like seeing you from here, and open to like something beyond myself, to be the one asking for the good of the whole as well.
I love that. What an angelic answer. Yeah, well, let's go there just a little bit more. We're kind of opening those psychic abilities in the moment and your angel wings. And I'm sure you have familiarity with this to feel safe enough to go there in that moment. And we're opening this transmission to the whole field as well, because you obviously have that divine potential. Oh yeah, I see your angel wings getting even so much bigger. So beautiful. Yeah, we're both doing it. Mine as well.
I know, I feel like we're preening.
So beautiful. Yeah, in that heart field level. And I just want to, as well, since part of the request was opening this up to the whole field, and people obviously are getting this transmission as we're amplifying it together. And I want to invite everyone else here who feels like that as well, just to open and go into our heart spaces, past the physical senses, open to that realm of, yes, I feel it, everyone here. And maybe you all have a feeling of your own angelic wings as well. Yeah, yeah. And we'll just as well invite a healing for everyone here, a healing for every person present, even if you're watching the recording, opening to that healing for the heart, the healing for the whole, and really that Isis healing that I said before about gathering all the pieces together of the human soul and bringing us into that unified whole. Oh, yeah. And everyone's adding their own bit of magic to that. I can feel that. Oh, wow. Yes. And we're blanketing the earth in that beautiful healing presence that everyone here is creating just through your intention and attention alone. Yes, I feel it. Yeah, and it's getting poured onto all those people that need it the most, all those people that are needing that homeopathic dose of the heart, needing that soothing love and light, and needing to know there's that bigger presence all around them that is connected and connecting all of us, no matter what, no matter our experience in life. Yeah. Good job. Is there anything you'd like to add to that? Any insights you're getting?
I feel like we're as if we were petting a cat or a beloved animal, that this is so soothing. And when you spoke earlier about pieces of the soul coming back, this is a very obviously angelic soul retrieval. And I appreciate that. There's so many little microaggressions or micro splinters that happen that
Yeah.
chip away, and I feel like just this beautiful, glittery, almost like icy return of the sparkles of the soul.
I love that. Yeah. So just inviting everybody here and everybody who's watching to take a deep breath in, gathering all those pieces of yourself back into this present moment, to the core of you, dropping in, really grounding with the earth, connecting with Mama Gaia. That's an important part of this too, bringing all of us home into the present moment, into our physical incarnation, feeling the boundaries of your skin. Yeah. Wow. And I just want to congratulate everyone for making such an amazing healing field. Good job.
How wonderful. What your beautiful energy, Brianna. And Diara, thank you for jumping in and participating. And we'll see a little bit more of Diara for our prayer time at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, not at the very end. And now we get to go to Egypt. And this is very exciting. By the way, curious, do you by any chance know Donnie and Heather and Black Swan Temple? Have you come across them, Brianna?
Not yet.
Okay, well, they're dear friends, long-term friends, and they also do similar. They do trips to Egypt a couple times a year. But let's learn all about Brianna's upcoming trip during the spring equinox. What a powerful time that would be there. March 14th to the 22nd, of course, 2026. And I'm going to just kind of slowly scan through. How many trips to Egypt have you led, Brianna?
This is actually my premiere time.
Oh, wow. Well, that's going to be special. All right.
It's gonna be very special. Yeah.
Beautiful. And of course, I'll be going through many of the secret sites of Egypt for
Yeah.
9 days. And does that include going down the Nile?
Yes, we're going to be on the Nile on a dahabia, which is a Egyptian sailboat for part of our trip. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Very amazing. Yeah.
Now, for all of our friends watching on YouTube, you can easily go to this website. It's motheregypt.com. Motheregypt.com. And here's all the different things that are going to be happening: floating down the Nile in a luxury floating temple, yoga, blue lotus ceremonies. Now, for people who don't know, what's a blue lotus ceremony?
A blue lotus is one of the sacred flowers of India. It's actually quite rare. And the first place we're staying, the woman is cultivating blue lotus. And it's really, in the Buddhist tradition, we're often familiar of the lotus like blooming out of the mud and rising towards the sun. So there's a similar in Egypt, but it's a lot about the rebirth process. And doing the blue lotus ceremony, it's like wildly, mildly, has a mild dreaminess, a mild euphoria. It cultivates that sacred relationship with the plant, which I feel also helps us with our sensuality, get embodied with our sensuality, and connect us with that rebirthing into our divine soul.
Beautiful. All right. Here's a sample itinerary. And so again, you can learn all about it, motheregypt.com. Brianna, several of our people have put notes in the chat box, so definitely take a look. Some recommendations and connections taking place, because that's what we do here. We all interconnect, and it's wonderful to meet you. Your energy is totally infectious.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of this show is to inspire, and it's always inspirational to meet people like you and Marley, that I call the next generation of wisdom keepers and leaders for an awakening world. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. And if I could say one more last thing is just, if anyone from this show messages me, and you can see my email on the motheregypt.com website, you can email me, Brianna at divinepresence.one. You can have $1,000 off to the trip.
Wow.
It's a very special offer. So email me for $1,000 off to have a chat with me personally about coming on the trip.
All right. And you may want to put your email address into the chat box just to make it easy for people. And thank you, Brianna. And I hope you'll come back and be on the show again.
Love that. Thank you, Scott.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Well, a couple of announcements. So we've got a couple of Global Peace Web announcements. Today I learned from Cornflower that he has a bit of a family emergency. And so we were going to do this event on Sunday with Cornflower and Swami Beyondananda, and we're going to have to postpone it. So for those who already registered, you have a choice. We can refund your money right away. Or I talked to Swami and to Cornflower about the possibility of doing a moving this to a New Year's kind of kicking off the new year. And so you will see, I've just put into the chat, into the chat box, or into, you should all be able to see an untitled poll. I should have titled it. And the question is, if you would be interested, to what degree would you be interested in attending Cornflower, dance, Swami Beyondananda, wisdom, Scott doing some inspirational stuff on either Friday, January 2nd, or Sunday, January 4th, all right? Friday, January 2nd, or Sunday, January 4th. And this is the way it works, and there's a QR code that I'm going to pull up for you. If you pull out your cameras, get your cell phones, we'll take a couple minutes to work with this, this little poll. So if you get your phone out and you go to the QR code and you click it, that can take you, and this is good for especially those of you that are on Facebook and YouTube, use the QR code and you can answer the questions that way as well. And I set it up so that you can just write your answer. And I appreciate that already 9 of you have already responded. So thank you very, very much. I'm just going to take another minute or two again, to what degree would you be interested in having a New Year's, a special New Year's Awakening World program, music with cornflower, wit and wisdom with Swami, and some inspirational experiences with myself? And then based on your responses, I will then make a decision. For those of you who have already purchased a ticket, once we know if we are going to do it, you'll have a choice of either automatically having that ticket, or I'm happy to refund your money. Sorry about this little change, but we are all family, and we manage these things together. And I see more responses are coming in, so I'm really grateful for that. Thank you, everybody. And Cornflower and Swami both send lots of love and appreciation to everybody. So I'm going to leave the QR code up for 30 more seconds. So again, everybody watching on Facebook.
There is no QR code.
Oh, you're not seeing it?
No.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me know that. I was seeing it. There, you see it now? So when I was looking at the whole time, so I'm going to take an extra minute now then. And thank you for everybody that's filling out the poll. Thank you. And again, those of you on Facebook, YouTube, or watching the recording. I know a lot of our Global Peace Tribe subscribers watch the recordings. So you can still go ahead and fill this out so that I can get the information as to what people want. I'm going to wait another minute.
God, do you know what time perhaps on either of those days?
You guys can all write in what your preferred time would be. When we thought we were going to do it this Sunday, we were going with 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So Friday, January 2nd, of course, is the day after. Sunday, we probably would go again with something in the mid to late afternoon, after lunch, before dinner kind of a thing. But put into there, when you fill out, put in what time you would like. What would be your ideal scenario? Because we want to adapt to the interests of you guys. Okay. I'm going to leave the poll up so people can continue to fill it out as we continue on with the show. But we have a lot more. I'm going to lead a brief gratitude prayer, and then Omashar is going to play some music. And I want to, for me, gratitude is my religion. I truly practice the attitude of gratitude. And one of the things that I've learned from my mentors is that it's nice to be grateful and give thanks. Oh, yeah, I'm going to bring up Desiree. That's a great idea because she's more interesting to look at than I am. When it's wonderful to be thankful, it's wonderful to give thanks for things that we've received. But ideally, what we want to do is we want to actually be carrying the vibration of gratitude. We want to be more than just saying, oh, thanks for this and thanks for that, which is beautiful. It's a wonderful thing to do. But when we actually are embodying the presence of gratitude, so it's not just being grateful when something good has happened or something that we like has happened, but it's being grateful at all times, living in the embodiment of gratitude. So I invite you, unless you're listening to this and operating a motor vehicle, then don't close your eyes. But I'm going to close my eyes, and I invite the rest of you to. And take a couple of deep breaths. It's always good to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you're breathing at your own pace, moving deeper and deeper into your own inner world, allowing my voice just to gently guide you. Taking another breath or two to just kind of drop deeper and deeper and deeper into the beautiful universe of you. And I invite you to remember a specific moment in which you were just so grateful that it lasted for more than a moment. It was not just a moment of gratitude, but you were able to carry the vibration of gratitude for an extended period of time. Now, maybe for you, it was for a minute or two, or maybe it was for an entire day. But find in your memory a time that you were able to carry extended gratitude. And remember that moment, remember that time, and remember how it felt in your body. For those of you that have found that moment, really expand it. Expand that awareness, that remembrance. And for any of you that are still looking for it, that's totally okay. We're all operating at our own pace, appreciating whoever has the shortest legs. No rush. So I'm inviting you to, however you're experiencing gratitude, the presence of gratitude, not just in this moment, but throughout this weekend, to practice carrying your own personal way of the vibration, the emanation of gratitude. Let's all practice that this weekend. We are all so privileged. We are so blessed. Let's carry the vibration and emanation of gratitude throughout this weekend. I'm going to take one more minute and invite all of you to anchor that in, whatever your own personal commitment might be, to truly living as much as you can this weekend in the presence, in the vibration, in the emanation of gratitude. And when you're ready, opening our eyes, coming back into the room, and carrying that vibration. And the most beautiful way to carry it on is through our Om Shar music.
I give thanks for the warmth of our brother sun's rays. I give thanks to the creatures and the joy in their play. I give thanks for this moment upon this sweet earth. I give thanks to the love that called me into birth. I give thanks to Creator, in whose arms do I lay. I give thanks. I give thanks for this land on whose shores I abide. I give thanks for the many blessed tears that I have cried. I give thanks for the flowers and the gentle spring rains. I give thanks for this life that runs through my veins. I give thanks for the mother by whose love I sustain. I give thanks. I give thanks for the dawning of the radiant light. I give thanks for the stars that illumine the night. I give thanks for the loved ones who grace my day. I give thanks for the stillness in our hearts as we pray. I give thanks to my Creator for all of thy ways. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks for the warmth of our brother sun's rays. I give thanks to the creatures and the joy in their play. I give thanks for this moment upon this sweet earth. I give thanks to the love that called me into birth. I give thanks to our Creator, in whose arms do we lay. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks.
Woo-hoo-hoo, perfect song, as always, of course. Big twinkles for your Omoshar. I threw that at him at the last moment. You do something on gratitude and you pulled it up perfectly.
I know it's always trippy because you think, come on, brain, you know this. Well, it's actually the body knows it because I've played it many times. It's the mind that gets in the way. It says, maybe you don't know it.
Perfect. As Dr. Laura said, Omastar, how do you do it? Another absolutely perfect song. I give thanks for you and your music.
Thank you.
And Scotty, Shoshana, Carol, they're all appreciating you very, very, very much. Terry Russo. So how wonderful. Thank you, brother. Well, it turns out that two of our favorite beloved honeymoon couple, my thing keeps pulling over, have some wonderful wisdom about this holiday that we're about to celebrate. And so it's my pleasure to turn it over to the honeymooners, Andrew and Connie.
Hello, hello.
Yes, it's been an extended honeymoon. Now it's how many years? 3 years? 2022?
No, the honeymoon started the moment we met.
Yes. Yes, yes.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about the history as you understand it and have researched it.
All right, and I would like to start with a brief little personal thing because I arrived in this country on Thanksgiving of 1969, which is 56 years ago. Right now, I was landing in Florida on a flight from Barbados. I had just sailed a really beautiful racing sailboat across the Atlantic to Grenada and then to Barbados and then to Grenada. And then I flew up to America and arrived on Thanksgiving Day. So I regard myself as a latter-day pilgrim. And speaking of pilgrims, I, believe it or not, found myself a pilgrim. a genuine pilgrim. Her genes, her DNA came across the Atlantic. Is it 405 years ago?
Yeah,
Wow.
my
Mm.
14th great grandfather and great grandmother came over on the Mayflower and signed the Mayflower Compact, which was the first document of democracy in the Western world here. But what we want to share is what's called the first Thanksgiving. And it was a 3-day intercultural celebration of Thanksgiving for a great harvest, which they arrived at through the Native Americans, Squanto, showing them how to plant Indian corn because they were farmers. They knew the earth, they knew the plants, they knew the trees, they knew so much, but they didn't know how to handle Indian corn. And Squanto taught them how to do that.
What do you
And
do when you do that?
you plant it in with fish and with the three sisters.
Plant them in a mound with 3 little fish that come in a migration up this little creek right there in Plymouth, Massachusetts. They still do.
Yeah. And so what we want to share is that this time has been kind of shrouded in misconception and misunderstanding around what exactly happened in that 3-day celebration, which was just that. And they lived in peace and friendship for 54 years. They formed a peace treaty when they first met in the spring of 1621 with the Osamequin, the Pokanoket sachem, the Osamequin Massasoit. And they formed a peace treaty when they first met in the spring, and then in the fall they had this 3-day celebration. And it was a time of gratitude because, and Andrew is very familiar with the history that occurred before the Mayflower came.
Yeah. I'll tell you why I think they at that time were unbelievably grateful, both sides, both the so-called pilgrims, the folks who came off the Mayflower, and the Native Americans they bonded with. Because what had happened to the Native Americans in the 4 or 5 years prior to the coming of the Mayflower was an incredible pandemic that decimated the coastal Indian populations. As much as 90% of the Indians on that coastline, all the way from Maine, all the way down to the tip of Cape Cod, never went any further than that. But this coastal plague, and it was plague, it was a bubonic plague, it wasn't smallpox. There's a lot of different theories, but I'm a historical researcher, so I've done a lot of work on it, looking into what happened before the coming of the Mayflower. And so the Indians had lost maybe 90% of their people, and the Pilgrims lost 50% of their people that first winter. They didn't meet, there was no welcoming party of Indians waiting on the beach for them. They landed on the 16th of December in the middle of a mini ice age. It was freezing cold. It's not the time to arrive. They'd been delayed so many times before they could get the beginning of their journey, get underway. Anyway, they had lost 50% of their population. Connie's family lost, there was one survivor of 5 people. There was one 17-year-old girl survivor who was her 12 times great-grandmother. So imagine the feelings of grief and devastation that both parties must have been feeling. Plus, there was a native tribe, the Narragansett, who still had 3,000 warriors. The pandemic did not reach them, meaning that they could have been wiped out at any time. And the two groups coming together gave each of them a little bit more security than they had before. So I'm just imagining the degree of gratitude that was present at that first Thanksgiving. And they didn't think of it as a Thanksgiving, but they did think of it as a harvest festival. And it was obviously the gratitude factor there must have been just enormous.
Yes, and because the native people had been taken out several years before, they were being threatened by the Narragansett, so they were looking for a partnership. and felt that the Pilgrims would be it would be a good idea to come into friendship with the Pilgrims. So they formed that peace treaty that lasted 54 years of peace and friendship there in Plymouth, which was ended with the King Philip's War. The son of the Massasoit was called King Philip.
His English name is Philip, yeah.
And it's called King Philip's War because there was all this pressure from the Puritans came 10 years later in 1630 and founded the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and all the Connecticut and everything, the pressure on the land, and not everyone was of the frequency. See, we look at it as a frequency thing, that the Massasoit and the Pilgrim leaders were at a certain frequency and they saw each other's humanity, and there was a spiritual alignment between them because the Pilgrims were seeking to build a society based on freedom of conscience. They stood up to the King of England and committed treason because it was against the law not to go to the Church of England, but they saw, because the Bible had been translated into English, they saw that God intended for us to relate directly to the divine, not through a church, not
And
through
bishops
and all that,
pomp and circumstance.
which
Yeah.
is totally native, which the native way is the direct connection to the divine. And so there was a spiritual alignment that happened there in Plymouth that first 54 years. And that's the spiritual beginnings of this nation. And it's just such an important perspective to lift up our hearts and open our hearts to the spiritual beginnings of this nation, not the boots on the ground, okay, who did what to whom and all that. Subsequently, there's a light at the beginning of this nation that
Gem, yeah.
that can set us free and shift the psyche of a nation is very much dependent on its origin story. And this origin story is shrouded in misconception and misunderstanding. So we're bringing that high perspective on this story. And thanks, Scott, for letting us share it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And, again, what touches me whenever I hear you share this story is the awareness that both sides had gone through so much loss. Half the Mayflower dying just on the trip over.
Well, they didn't die till they got there the first winter.
Nobody.
The first winter, but still, what a hard start. And then our pandemic had hit the indigenous people. So, yeah,
that's the important thing is beforehand, before the Pilgrims
It
arrived.
was probably the water. There's unfamiliar organisms in the water, like dysentery or something, some relative of that. And they were just dying all over the place. It was horrific.
Who are you referring to?
The Pilgrims.
The Pilgrims.
Yeah. What they died of. They didn't die of. They had food. They actually had plenty of food. It wasn't they were starving.
It was scurvy.
And they didn't meet the natives. They saw a few natives who showed up and checked them out, but nobody contacted them until the spring equinox of 2021, which is 4 months, full 4 months later. So during that 4 months, 51 of the 102 passengers died.
Incredible.
My ancestor was left as an orphan, and she married the Cooper, and they're America's first couple, John and Priscilla Alden.
Actually, the Cooper, the barrel maker, right off the Mayflower. And how many kids?
10 or 11.
10 or 11. Yep, they were prolific, those guys.
Well, thank God, because that's how we got you, Connie.
That's right.
So much, beautiful honeymooners. We love you.
We love you.
We'll put in the chat the link to the one last year that we presented in more fully.
All right.
Yes, please do. Please do. Please do.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Gratitude Week.
Grateful for you, all of you.
I want to give a brief reminder that there's a really important movie out. I know many of you have now seen it. It's called The Age of Disclosure. And on Monday night, a few nights ago, I had the honor of hosting our friend Danny Sheehan and his wife Sarah, who of course run the New Paradigm Institute. And it was a really fascinating discussion. I'm going to put into the chat box the link. And I want to remind everybody that all of our shows can be found on our YouTube channel. We have a very extensive YouTube channel, and I assume most of you know about that, but if you don't, just go to YouTube, go to globalpeacetribe.com. Global Peace Tribe in YouTube, and there's all of our most recent shows. And you can go back and watch any of our shows this way. And it's always the most recent show posted is what you'll see at the very top. So the most recent post was this discussion that we did with Danny and Sarah. Here's the shareable link. And I encourage everybody to really tune into this discussion. If you're at all interested in what's going on with disclosure, UFOs, UAPs, watch the movie, The Age of Disclosure. You have to buy it or rent it. You go to Amazon Prime, rent or buy The Age of Disclosure, and then watch the discussion that we had with Danny. Really very up-to-date information on what's going on. And I know many of you are very, very interested. I also want to acknowledge that probably most of you who follow this are familiar with Dr. Stephen Greer. I've known Greer for decades. I worked with him back when I was producing television for the Paranormal Borderline and Strange Universe. I respect how much work he's done, how dedicated he is, and he also has an ego the size of Montana. And so as a result, something that is around disclosure that's as big as this film that Greer was not a part of course, it's not a surprise that Greer is coming out kind of lambasting the film, which I'm disappointed in and sadly not surprised. So one of the things that I love about our Awakening World and the people that we have on the show is we aren't competitive. We collaborate with Soul Search. We collaborate with Neil Gar and Portal to Ascension. And we collaborate with all the other organizations that we respect and appreciate. So it's an incredible time. Disclosure is happening. And if you want to know more, watch the film, listen to the discussion. Again, you can find it on our YouTube channel, or I put the link in just now. All right, we are now going to go to our prayer time with our beloveds Diara and Desiree. Take it away, ladies.
Thank you, Scott. Hello again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to anyone just joining us on this eve of gratitude and gratitude that we will run through our systems throughout on a daily basis, and also acknowledging those who may be having a hard time finding that space of gratitude. For anyone who's experiencing any loss or disappointment, or maybe feeling that their holiday, their lives aren't exactly where they want to be at. And we want to bring you in and hold you and wrap you in our love, in our family love, in our Awakening World GPT love. And then now, to help you raise the vibration, just open yourself to this next transmission.
Taking a deep breath in through our nose, out through our mouth. Ushakabaki sarakara surogore serakara seragorotaka serakata sarata surotakarata serakara seratata sarakta. I fill those hearts with the highest level of love. Tukuretakara seragoro serakaratakara. I fill the beings with blessings. Tukureta surogore sereta sarakarataka saragorotorakaratakara saraka. The angels all around. Open our hearts and raise our vibration in gratitude.
And know that you are loved, you are held, you are whole, and you are holy. And so it is.
So certainly opening it up as we always do to anyone who wants to put forward a specific prayer. If there's anyone that wants to, you can just take off your mic and put into the field. And I'll go to gallery view for a moment. So if there's anybody that wants to put forward a specific prayer for anybody or anything, now's a good time to do that. Or just silently holding in this field, this Global Peace Tribe field of love. Prayers for our awakening world.
Prayers for Sylvia.
Yes, thank you for remembering. God bless Sylvia wherever she is. Blessings for Sylvia. Blessings for Hallelujah, Anasuya. Prayers for, I was with Reverend Ivy recently, and so many of our beloved friends that are people of color have lost their jobs. The Department of Education is being slashed. All people are losing jobs because they happen to be of color. And so the idea is that they got the job because it was DEI, which is not true. So maximum grace for Piper, Reverend Ivy, all of our beloved friends of color who are sadly under attack. Blessings for those people who are under threat from ICE, that are afraid to go to the market or to work because they don't want to get picked up by ICE. Maximum grace for those people. Most of us are color. I look around and I see we're almost all white. We're blessed. We don't have to worry about the things that our friends, our brothers and sisters of color are having to go through.
And blessings for Pookie Lee on her ongoing healing. And Piper, of course.
Thank you, Omashar, yes.
To Cornflower and his family, and to your mom, Omashar, and to the land, Scott, and your well-being.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to roll right into the Mystiques, also known as Fanny and Vegari.
Oops, what are you doing? Here we are, so beautiful, so touching.
Greetings once again.
pure love, pure light, gold dust, gold light. This voice deepens my senses, my joy, my awareness. This light becomes a blissfulness, a mindfulness. Flame of the one, one, one consciousness. Like a blessing to the world, you came into life. Like a blessing to the world, here you are, here you are, here you are. Remember, remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. You are pure love, pure joy, pure light, gold dust, gold light. At the end of the rainbow, there is a pot of gold, a golden treasure your heart beholds. The treasure of your heart is gold. Gold at the end of the rainbow. Remember? Remember who you are. Remember your pure love. Remember who you are. Remember your pure light. Remember who you are. Remember your joy. Remember who you are. From the source of all things. You came into life. So here you are. Here, my love. Here, child. Remember who you are. Remember who you sleep. Remember who you sleep.
Oh, let's go to gallery view. Thank you for helping us to remember who we are. I love that song, and I know so many of our people love it. Please take a look at the chat box at all the love coming your way. People just appreciating so much. And thank you everybody for your wonderful sharings. You know, our chat box has become so vibrant, so vital. It's really quite beautiful. And a reminder one more time that you can find all things Mystiques at starchild.ca, starchild.ca. And you also have a YouTube channel. And while I'm going to go back to, whoops, we're going to actually spotlight you. Here we go. Tell us a little bit about how people can best support you. Is it buying your music on Bandcamp, or how can we best support you?
Oh, you can do it just sending your loving light to us and for us to create a new home. Actually, I would love all of us to create the land and the community we've been searching for ever since I am a child, and we are still on the search. So your love, your light, your knowing that we are finding the perfect place for us to be. And also on the website, the music, of course, is our glue together. The music is what supports us, and so we need our studio to continue our journey of music. So thank you very much. Every time you think of us, know that we have found our garden, and so we are here to
send your loving vibrations, visualizing us in our new home.
Yes, and if you'd like also, we can do on the website, you can go check, we have the possibility to do soundtrack for you on your birthday, on your, for meditation, so helping you finding who you truly are. We are bringing sound and mystery to the world with our loving light. So we are here, born to love and born to be loved. Thank you so much. It was a very, I'm so grateful to be here, to be alive. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you. Thank you very much. And, you know, this is, I don't think we've shown this before, but they now have a YouTube channel, or if they do, we haven't spotlighted it before. So I've pulled it up, and here it is. If you go onto YouTube, it's put in Star Child and the Mystiques 1111. And I love Starships in the Sky. I remember that one.
Yes, we had a great summer. This summer we played on beautiful big stages outside or under the stars, and we played this song. It was so, and you know, when we played this song, actually, the thunder, because it hasn't rained for this festival in so long. It never rains, and it rained. And the electricity stopped, and then I think there might have been a starship in the sky. It was really, really magical as we sang the song. So the place where we are, Duncan, has been very giving to us. It was so fun to play our music, our mystic music, on a big stage with big lights and people dancing, connecting. The love is the most important, as we connect.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're able to be with us, and I know we will see you soon. And let's keep them in prayers that they find their perfect new home.
Yes.
And our thanks to all the people who were on the show tonight.
Yeah, it was a fun show. It was a fun show, definitely kind of a cabaret. Brianna is still with us. So I'll bring you up. Thank you, Brianna. And of course, our beloved Omashar and Fanny and Vegari, Connie and Andrew, Diara, Desiree. I feel like Dorothy at the end of The Wizard of Oz, thanking everybody. Where's Desiree? She's disappeared.
She has her video off. she's here with light language. Hey Scott, what do we have on Saturday?
Well, I'm glad you happened to ask, because I have it right here. It's going to be an amazing show. You know, we've done so many shows on the Divine Feminine, and some of you said, hey, what about the Divine Masculine?
Oh.
You put together a terrific show. Our beloved Eden Amadora will be co-hosting. And we've got Pato Banton, Patrick McCullum, Chief Phil Lane, a friend of Eden's named Argon, and our beloved wild monk of the Mystic Monastery, Jerry Anderson, is going to be leading our prayer. And I want to thank Diara for that suggestion. Diara gets all the credit. She said, hey, for the Divine Masculine show, why not have Jerry lead the prayer? So that was a most inspired thought. And also, certainly, Amushar, you are also a beautiful example of the Divine Masculine. So this is going to be an all-star show. I'm really excited this Saturday night. So definitely join us, everybody. And also a reminder that if you haven't registered for the new season, we are going to carry on. The Awakening World is going to continue into 2026, and that is now open. And I'll put that into the chat box. I'm going to go to gallery view, and let's take a look at what. Actually, let me pull that up while we chat. Give me a minute here. And also, let's take a look at what the results of the poll were. So I'm not sure how to see the results.
It says 17 total responses.
Right, but I need to read them. Here they are. Okay. So looks like Friday, either day, Sunday the 4th, January 2nd, January 4th, Sunday. Looks like, oh gosh, I was hoping we'd get a consensus. It does look like Sunday is a little bit more of the popular example. So there you have it. And let me, I will send out an email to everybody letting you know. Also, if you go to globalpeacetribe.com, for anybody watching on Facebook or YouTube, if you want to register for and join us and get all the Zoom room links, just go to globalpeacetribe.com. You can register there. All right. Thank you, everybody who was on the show tonight. And I will look forward to seeing all of you, hopefully on Saturday night. Have a beautiful Thanksgiving weekend. And remember what we're going to do. We're going to carry the emanation of gratitude throughout the weekend. On Saturday night, let's talk about how it's going. We'll check in with everybody about it. Thank you, everyone.